In this video, I'm going to show you the new Keyword Groups tool I integrated into version 1030 of Keyword Atlas. So let's take a look at this. So basically what this does is if you have a large list of keywords, this helps you group those keywords into tight, relevant groups so that you can, further your keyword research and kind of identify what sets of keywords you want to be using in your marketing. So let me show you how to use this. So the features right here are you have to set the minimum number of words per group. Also, there's an exclude list. So I will have to explain kind of how this is considered within the algorithm in the background with an example so it makes more sense. And here you can group from the suggested keywords, from the related, also from the new Keywords Everywhere tool that I integrated in here, which I'll show in a separate video. You can also import group imported keywords as well, but let's go ahead and show an example. So I'm just going to go over to the Suggest Keywords tool. And as an example here, I'm going to do some research, say on face cream. Let's say, for example, I have some sort of, drop shipping, beauty health store or something like that, and I got a face cream that I like to promote or do blog posts on or something like that. Let's go ahead and use the idea generator tool. So I'm going to click on this because I want to go after questions around that topic. So what I'll do here is I'll type in face cream and then I'll do a plural face creams. And then you'll see here in the ideas, there's how and there's why. So these basically cover a bunch of different questions that would be people are asking about face cream. So I can just go ahead and click all of these. So double click to put them in your search list here. I'm just going to concentrate on the questions and click OK. Puts it all in here, and I'm just going to go and select Google for now, and I'm going to start this search. But actually right at the beginning of the list here, I am going to put just face cream in a comma. And now it's going to go through and generate all these keywords. Let's go ahead and start it. So I'll just take a moment here. So I was pausing it there, but I just want to explain, just in case you didn't understand what the idea generator is. You'll notice the little asterisks in these keywords. It's just replacing the letter of each of the alphabet within those different asterisks to get any keywords from the Google Auto Suggest. So very powerful way to see what people are asking about face cream in terms of questions. So let's just wait for it to quit or finish here. It's just about done. Okay, there we go. We have 1,196 keywords. So the very first thing I like doing is to always save your data before you do anything. So I'm just going to save this data, and I'm just going to call it like face cream 1 or something like that. Or so save that. So now that we have that data, and now what we can do is we can head on over to the groups and we can group those. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep it as 10 for now, for example. And now I want to talk about the excluded words. So when these are grouped together, what's happening here, it's grouping keywords that are relevant to each other. So what it's doing is the algorithm is going to look at each individual word within the actual keyword phrase and match every word to other words in all the other keywords. So there are basically tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of operations happening all at the same time trying to figure out these different groups. So let's go ahead and do that. But I know for a fact that all of these keywords will contain face cream or face creams. So what I want to do is not include those into the groups. Now it's not removing those keywords, it's just not considering those keywords for a group name. So let me just show you. So what I want to do is put face, cream, and creams. And you can see a whole bunch of other stop words are in here as well. So I'll just go ahead and click OK. And now I'm going to group from the suggested tool. And now it just grouped all those keywords really quickly into relevant tight groups. So now you can see the number of keywords. So if we sort here, now there's 662 keywords that were not grouped because nothing was found common between them. That doesn't mean those keywords are bad or anything like that. It's just the way it's grouping. So now you can see here, when you click on it, you'll see the actual keywords over here that are in the keyword cell of this. You can see in this little sort of text box over here. Now the common keyword that this was grouped upon is the word good, and it found 87 keywords here. So all of these are related to the word good. That's sort of the commonality, the group name here. Use, best, vitamin, make. And so as you click on this actual cell here, it will show the keywords over here. So that's pretty cool. Now let's take this a step further where we can really dive into this. So let's just clear all of this out and go back to over here. What we should do now is get the search volume data. So I'm going to click the search volume here, and I'm going to go import search volume data, and I'm just going to get it from the Google. So let's click that, and it will bring me directly over to the Google Keyword Planner. And as you click that button, it will copy all the keywords. So I'm just going to go and click here, right click and paste, and go ahead and get some volume. Now there's some here saying there's errors, so I'm just going to remove those, click here. Now it's going to ask me to download it, so you click here, and I want to download it to a CSV file. And it's going to save to my location that I want it to save it to. I have another video in here showing how to use the import search volume, but this is how you do it. And so let me just get it into view here so you can kind of see. So I'm going to save this file here, and just going to go ahead and save it. And here it is. I saved it along with that face cream file. So now all we have to do is just drag this into the software. And now we have the search volume, the CPC, and the competition. So now if we leave that, we go back over to the keyword groups. And now if we group it again, you will notice that we have the total search volume, we have the average CPC, and the average competition for all the keywords in each of these groups. So now we can really dig in. So if we search or sort by the total search volume, now we can see ones that have little to no competition and little average CPC. So say for example, I use, so you can see that's the common word, but there seems to be a lot of words in these groups. So there's something else I'd like to try. So let's go ahead and clear that out again. And let's lower this down to say 3. There has to be a minimum, there could be a minimum of 3 per group. So this will make additional groups that are more tight and smaller. So you can see here, best anti-aging, and now you can sort by the volume. And you can see this one only has 8 keywords, dry skin, but it's pulling in a lot of search volume, monthly search volume, and the competition is not too bad. This is out of 100, so the average is 24, basically 24 out of 100. So you can start to really dig in here. So this one here could be a potential one, use, skin, moisturizer. So as you can see, you can really dig in and see which one of these keyword groups that you can sort of focus on, maybe doing a blog post. So maybe you'd want to do a blog post around, say, vitamin C or vitamin E or vitamin A face cream. So that could be like a sub niche of face cream that you can do, or something that's sort of focused around dry skin. You can do a whole blog post around that. Then you can point people to your, face cream product that is focusing around basically a how-to kind of article on your blog on how to get rid of dry skin. So this gives you basically an additional advantage of using the software by kind of, narrowing down your large keyword sets into tight, relevant keywords that are sort of related to each other based on the group name. Now you see one up here that's not grouped. As I mentioned before, these are still important keywords. These are just not grouped. Not that the software didn't find any commonality between these keywords based on the words contained inside of these keyword phrases. Now I'd like to show you something a little more advanced. Let me just clear this out. Let's go back to say, 10 again here. Group those keywords. Sort by number of keywords. You say like this one right here, like good, for example, has 87 keywords in here, but that's a pretty big group of keywords. So what I'd like to do here is actually try to do another analysis of just these keywords themselves. So what I can do is I'm just going to copy these keywords, and I have another instance of Keyword Atlas open here on my desktop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the new Keywords Everywhere tool. Now I have a separate video on how to use this. Keywords Everywhere is a paid service where you can get access to their API and you got to pay for it. It's actually very inexpensive, but I know that a lot of customers that already use my Keyword Atlas software already have access to Keywords Everywhere. Please watch that other video how to use this, but I just want to show you this trick here. So I'm going to use Keywords Everywhere to get search volume data. So I'm going to click Get Data, and I'm going to paste in those keywords, and I'm going to hit Go, and I'm going to get the data here. And so now I have all the search volume data and the other good stuff that's in here, but I'm just going to put that to the side. And now what I want to do is come into, if you remember, those are all based on the base name of the word good. So the group name good. So I know that all of those keywords contain the word good. So I'm going to go and exclude. I'm also going to add good in here and click OK. And now I'm going to set the minimum group to just 2. And I'm going to click here and now do Keywords Everywhere tool. So now we can dig into that list of 87 keywords and really uncover some tight groups like oily skin and these different things that I'm not familiar with, eczema, L'Oreal, moisturizing, and now we have some really tight long tail keyword sets here, and we search by or sort by volume here, and we could see that these 6 keywords to do with Nivea are getting a lot of monthly searches with competition. Not too bad, but I mean, you could focus on, say, a comparison of your product to Nivea and show the advantages of it, because people are definitely searching for asking questions about that product. So you can take advantage of that search volume for your blog post. So anyhow, I just want to show you that you can kind of like do a little advanced stuff in here by digging into these tightly related keyword groups and focus your marketing around these keywords in your blog posts or marketing or whatever, even for your ad campaigns and things like that. So anyways, this is a new tool that I think is very, very powerful that you can add to your keyword research. Now in this tool, you have all the other regular stuff that you're familiar with inside here. So you can save the data to project files, CSV, text. You can save just the keywords. Now, if you save just the keywords, it's kind of neat actually. Let me show you with this one here. I'm going to go ahead and just save the keywords to CSV file. And let's go ahead and open that. And you'll notice that it will keep the group name in there in one column, and in the other column you have the actual group. So it's kind of handy to see those groups. So that's how it's organized within that file. Then you can obviously all the copy and selecting and things like that. And in addition to the suggested keywords and also the Keywords Everywhere tool, you also can generate groups from here. So I'm going to go ahead in the related keywords. I just stuck face cream, vitamin C face cream, and just dry skin for an example here. And let's go ahead and grab some related keywords. So as we did before, I'm going to go ahead and get that search volume for these. And I'll bring that in here. There we go. So now over the keyword groups, I'm going to go ahead and clear this out. And what I want to talk about here is, so now we got 154 keywords here, but we know that these keywords are in there, but I'm not going to use them in the excluded words this time. So every time you go to use this and you want to do some regrouping, it's a good idea to click excluded words. And remember, we added those other keywords. Let's get rid of those. So I made it really easy. All you have to do is click this defaults button like that, and it'll just get rid of it for you. And then we're good to go. So let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to tighten them up a bit to around, say, 5. And now we're going to go from the related keywords. And so here we are. Now we have these tight groups. Vitamin, best, skin, moisturizer, face, dry skin. But of course, if we want to try to eliminate those words, if we want to get different groups based on these, so we can go over here and just clear this out, and we can add those in here. but it's important to add single words. So do face and cream. Let's just go vitamin C, and we got put C on its own and dry and skin on its own. So let's try this, and let's try grouping it now. So now we got best moisturizer, vitamin. So you can see here you could play around with the different exclusions to try to get what you want. So we can tighten them up a little bit more. Let's try like, or add more, let's say 8. Let's go with 2. So now we have some tight groups of 2 keywords or more. So now you can really dig in to these related keywords. We already know they are related from the search engines, and now we can put them in tight little keyword groups so that we can focus our marketing on these different group ideas. So you can also utilize this from the related keywords. And again, every time you start using this, make sure you hit the excluded words, and you want to get rid of the stuff you're putting in there so that it makes sense for the actual group that you are putting in there. So we can just go defaults every time. So I think that's everything I want to show in this tool. Go ahead and try it out, and I'm sure you're going to love it.